again. Okay, it looks like I'm live now. It's not grabbing anything. I'm very curious why. Oh, there we are. We are. Okay, so, curious. Anyway, I will probably just have to do a little bit of work on that to get that going out the way it needs to. We'll worry about more of that later. Okay, so I think we're all set now. I think it just needed to be a little bit of a refresh. Anyway, back to the game, because now we're here. All right. So you provided military aid to the Oathbreakers? When the servant of the Archon of Justice asked me that question, I can't help but assume that the accident some sort of punishment. I can't deny that I assisted the Oathbreakers, but the alternative was to starve in a cell and maybe lose my head. I realize this is an offense to the Overlord, but not like I increased their odds of winning in any significant way. Intent matters. You were doing what you needed to survive. Well, I trust my future actions will show I mean to be of service, not a source of problems. How'd you wind up to be a prisoner of the chorus? I had to send some missives that meant getting into clearing where my turns and doves might find me. The patrol with me was ambushed by the Scarlet Chorus. I tried to flee the scene, but some youngster tackled me, and well, out of one fire into another. It's been a running thing this year. Let me ask you something else. So tell me about your magic. Oh, I don't like to brag about things like that. I'm not asking you to brag, just asking you to tell me what you can do. My major areas of focus has been preservation, concealment, and healing, arts that have served me well in this newfound life as a peripatetic prey animal. Sages study all kinds of magic, but as a chronicler, I wanted magic that would help me see more, archive more, protect objects of historic value. Seeing as I feel like an old relic in need of some protection, my skills suit me well. If you're going to be traveling with me, I need to know more about you. An understandable request. Let's see. Born in Sunder, no kids. What few longings of fatherly love I got in my heart was satisfied by taking care of carrier birds. Learned my sigils and spells about 30 years back, and being able to defend myself has opened a life of field study. Hasn't gotten tired of the wandering just yet. I've written on all manner of subjects, magic, birds, language, geometry, but my main focus has been chronicling. I find there's no finer pursuit than recording the events of our times. There will always be legends of what happened. Someone might be ought to make note of the real thing. Aside of that, I don't know. I practice centering stance, draw portraits, make my own inks, have a sharp aversion to autobiography. About as boring as watching coral grow. Well, at least he's matter of fact about it. Tell me about the sages. For hundreds of years, the sages have been devoted to the collection and preservation of knowledge. We are scholars, bookmakers, archivists, and students of the mystic and the mundane alike. The wisest of our guild, not that I truly belong in that category, are versed in sigils and spellcraft. Or that's at least how it used to be. With the destruction of the Vellum Citadel, the sages have been scattered to the winds. There were once more sages than I could name. Many have died or have been taken prisoner by Kairos' forces. What's your role in the guild? I'm one of the chief writers of the Chronicle. It's our attempt to record the truth of all things in the proper sequence. It's the ongoing life work of generations of sages. I have the honor of witnessing history and having my vantage point be a matter of record. Who leads the school? I keep learning more names of those who died during the Edict of Fire, so my information could be obsolete, but with Sage Krevnik incinerated, Sage Renata would be the current provost. And if she died, well, thanks to all the recent deaths, maybe I'll be next in line. Let's archive that away under things to worry about later. In truth, there isn't much of the guild left to lead. Our library fortress is in ashes. Our membership is in disarray, and it doesn't help that we have something of a spotty reputation here in the tiers, fair magic being something of a local specialty. We'll talk more later. Indeed, I have a finite appetite for discussing myself, and I'm more than sitting. Let's press on forwards. Okay, so I think we've gotten everything set up, ready to go. We are good. And we will continue on. How things go. Things going. All right. So we now have healed ourselves up, and we're now going to go take on Battle of Echo Call. By the look of it. And Forge-bound Iron. So, I need to grab everybody. Actually, because of one of the exchanges that we had, I actually want to take just a quick moment and see if any...
At your service, Fatebinder.
Verse loyalty. Bows with an added flourish.
What do you need?
Nope, doesn't have anything extra. What about Barrack? Does he have anything extra?
You look as if you have something on your mind. By all means.
Placing his weapon on his side, Barrack salutes you. The joints of his armor groan in protest.
What can I do for you?
Yeah, we'll worry about that later. Let's get some story done. So it was a very dialogue heavy last time, and I'd like to get some progress. So we're gonna go to Echo Call. It's 3 hours and 15 minutes to get to his favorite to Echo Call. So we're gonna get there in the middle of the night. Looks like it was 2 in the morning. So very dark. Now, it looks like this is gonna be a bigger map. Song of Battle, we must join there at once. Keep watch, the enemy may strike again at any time, at any moment. Back over here, maintain defensive position. Posture. Wounded, his favorite commander clutches his blood-stained chest piece as he takes a deep breath, gathering his thoughts. His focus on the scattered, wounded men around him. He has yet to notice you. Your plan has been a rousing success. Most of our troops dead, a bridge destroyed, and the veteran guard pushes back to where we started. Ladies and gentlemen, the finest that the North has to offer. And for your next act, I need those Furies on point. Don't mock my strategy after working against it. We could have taken them. What is happening? Shouldn't you be on the other side of the bridge? We tried to rush the western bridge. Blow for blow, we had them running, but... his gaze drops alongside his gaze. But halfway across the whole damn river, the blood gesticulates, flailing forwards. Lurch, stop! The cursed Matani swallowed the bridge and most everyone on it. Only real soldiers we have left are Scarlet Furies that I quite wisely directed into a flanking position. A few of us kept our footing, but the advantage was lost. We had to fall back. As we did, the Oathbreakers surged down the east bridge. We held our ground until they fled back across the river, but now we're back where we started with only a fraction of the strength. Remember, the School of Tides is alive and working for the Vending Guard. I assure you, she's the culprit. That would explain. I saw a woman dressed in blue on the other side of the river. Didn't seem like she fit with the others. Had we focused our strength into one perfect lunge, we could have crossed the bridge before the enemy knew what was coming. It was too late. We can use the Scarlet Furies to... No, fool! Stop suggesting ways to get my gang killed. Are you working for the Oathbreakers? We should wait until the enemy is no longer on high alert. And if I told you his plan is a good one, what would you suggest instead? There's a time for initiative and a time for patience. We should try a different part in the river or come back later. The enemy's too wary of us now. We're in such a rush to see Cairo's edict come to pass. Sorry, Equip, but I'll strap you to my back and charge down that other bridge alone. But doing nothing isn't an option. Well, we can't sit and wait for edicts, for Cairo's edict to kill us. Or we could do something. If this were a hearing of grievances, I'd let you call the shots. But if we're talking about the lives of my gang, conscripts are a copper dozen, but Furies, I've worked hard to secure the loyalty of my gang. I will not scrap fine warriors on this so foolish a plan. So I could actually strike at him. What was that? Your fist lands a telling blow, staggering the chanter. A bruised smile covering his face when he turned back to face you. Blood me all you want, but the Furies will only follow my orders. Strike him again. I like your technique there. Persuasion suits you. Neither moving nor raising his own hand to stop you. Bitter quip winces with pain as your fist connects. After a quick breath, he looks back at you, smiling ever wider than before. It's a waste of my time. If this were a hearing of grievances, I'd let you call the shots. Call about the lives of my gang. Okay. Perhaps you can help covering the cost of enticing replacement warriors to your gang. Ah, see? I knew there was a reason Tunon chose you to be an officer of the court. He grins wide, smiling expectantly. Keep talking. What if I offered you and your Furies first pick of the spoils? Fact, don't try to flatter me with what I already deserve. Not liking how this is going because now I'm siding with the Scarlet Chorus, which I'm not a fan of. First pick of the spoils, including any of his favorite iron on the field. But that's not yours to promise. Deal! He grins with a wide, gape-toothed grin. What's more binding than a deal overseen by the court, eh? Listen up. For this work, my Furies need a moment to get out of cover. Fatebinder, you need to run up the East River. Don't get yourself killed, just draw their attention. I'll signal my Furies to send a rope out while you have them occupied. There's no time to waste. Let's get... Hope your gang delivers. Deal turns to you, nodding with a heavy frown. Thank you, Fatebinder. Good hunting. Okay, so... Anything over here? No, not really. No, not really. There's plenty of bodies, though. Oh my gosh, there's all kinds of things.
You see what I see?
Yep. That is a trap. Let's disarm that, please.
Do you have eyes on this?
Okay, so we're now going to get into our first fight of the day. Hopefully I do a little better than I did yesterday. I kind of got my butt kicked a little bit. Who has the highest...
You didn't see nothing. Just point me in the right direction.
So we can disarm that without alerting them. Good, we did. Sweet. Alright, now I feel a little safer. Blink strike again. Always concerning when I see that. Down they go. Okay.
On it.
Interesting.
Soldier has numerous wounds on his body. The cold forms two elderly villagers lay nearby. Two victims. Oh, he could not shield from harm. Ooh, got a hunting bow. How's that compared to the bow that she has? Gain a little armor penetration, gain a little range, gain a little DPS, but lose recovery and accuracy. Ooh, that's debatable. Hmm. We'll let her keep it, but I'm not sure if I want to have it right now. Most of the homes of the southern side of the river have been abandoned, much like this one. Few of Apex citizens believe that raising a blue flag will be respected by Kairos' forces. Well, most of them won't. Respect it, no. Okay, we heal back up. Oh, and pull the drawbridge, yep. You there, and you! Signaling her warriors to the bridge, woman in the regalia of Injury Guard. Captain pierces the commotion with her shrill soprano. Get over here! The favorite are back! Guess you've got a javelin too? Be a doll, would you? Hurl them back! Wait, not another favorite. This is a fate binder. She looks you up and down. Odd, I would have expected. Well, just more soldiers. Here to convince us to kneel and lose our heads? Your heraldry, House Matani? Apologies that your river must be dirty with this conflict. She lifts an eyebrow. I am honored. I would trust that all groups is washed downstream. There's a voice thrown by your formality. May the river guide you through the valley. Your friends seem to be misplaced, most of their squad. Guess they're somewhere up my river? Somewhere in my river? She shrugs sarcastically. My family's been protecting this river for 6 generations, so it's easy to lose track of all the looters and vagrants we've had to feed to the eels. Unless you want to try a running leap over, you're stuck. Maybe try heading downstream to Placid Crossing. We have more warriors there, and I'm certain they'd be just as happy to kill you. The Tidecasters that did this, same one that met me for a truce? Trying to take a stock of my crew, she let out a loud snort, laughing to herself. We've been unexpected help of late. Kill and destroy a realm enough, and everyone comes out of the woodwork to shiv you in the ear. Let us across, and we will grant you mercy. Hold your oars a second. I have a statement prepared from Captain Ari for just this moment. She reaches into her belt with an impish smile, pulls her hand out to reveal nothing but a local hand gesture for penis. Basically flipped me off. Wait, there's a second missive here somewhere. She feigns scouring her pockets more to explain that phallic gesture again. As amusing as I find this soon-to-be corpse, it appeared that her distraction has paid off. Satisfied, she turns to leave, calling out, "Wouldn't keep standing there, Fate Binder. The river's currents are quite unpredictable." Oh, there was another something I didn't get there. Ah. Now I want to take stock of everybody's potions. Okay, doing okay. Do have a couple of more potions here. Give them to. Yeah, we'll go ahead and give them to Verse. Well done. While you were toying with the Oathbreakers, my gang let the opportunity to set a rope on the collapsed bridge over yonder. Curious way to join you in battle. Good work. You're getting to salvage this mess. What is the plan now? The plan now is to lower that bridge. My warriors can't swim in their armor. The lighter troops, went squarely, you can move across the rope, but then lower the bridge. We'll meet you on the other side. Crossing by rope, are we? Varric clears his throat and shifts his weight awkwardly. In that case, I might recommend that I go last. For once, I agree with with Antio. Better equip points across the water in the enemy alert. My game's spotted. Go now, before they are overwhelmed. So I need to get to go up in here and take a look at everybody who's currently struggling. All right. Rope crossing. Take hold of the rope and slowly cross over the river. Okay, everyone made it across, thankfully. Oh, the Furies are... Oh my gosh.
Come at me, brave
That's a sage, that's a... Okay. Went after that sage.
And I hit anything! Well struck! I feel... Wait! I did that? Nice! I got it.
Did I always have this much blood?
Right.
Oh, darn it. I'm gonna do just badly with this. I am.
Will do. Take me if you can! I got it. On it.
Queen!
Let me get Lantry. Sorry about that, man. Oh, and I have something Varric.
Carlos' butchers have come! Flee!
Retreat! Captain Matani signals for troops to run to the nearby village. There's too many. They've crossed the river. Pull back! Veteran guard rush forward and adopt a closed formation, covering Captain Matani as she retreats towards the nearby villagers. Well, there's two ways I could do this. It could be a little bit aggressive. I've slain Pelix Florian, allegedly your finest. If you just want to die next, be my guest. Soldiers panics the position and breaks formations.
I will shield wall.
I got it.
Gentlemen, feast my iron! Full of wings! Smash to pieces!
Excellent work, Flamebiter. Bridge against any reinforcements. Let's not lose momentum. Push into the village. We'll join you as soon as we're able.
You learn something every day.
Empty crates appear to have significant water damage. Also notice a series of notches on the top left corner of each box. Ah, there's where our forge went. That's where our ironbound forge went. Let's see. We're gonna go back in here. We're gonna give myself some stuff. Let's see. Oh, refuse paint. Ooh. Yes, please. That sounds great. It makes then any harmful things like bleeding, burning, it could be removed every few seconds. That could be awesome. One second here, I'm just gonna check. They're sitting. Oh, I seem to be doing fine.
They're here! Run! Go now!
Stand your ground, defend the village! Alright, so what have we got?
To battle!
Come and feast my iron!
On it.
For me!
Ooh, bronze sword, short sword.
On it.
Reflect which coming from inside.
Sorry, I can't.
The Vendrian Guard can't protect us!
Devastating. On crit hit, foe target gets a little bit of a push. Slight,
Let's go!
also there's notches on the top of the corner of each box and scuffs on the ground suggest they were dragged from the nearby home. By the way, I haven't touched anybody's armor, but I'm wondering to get to update.
There! See that?
Out of the three of us, who is my highest in... What is it? Is it... Subterfuge, maybe? Yeah, subterfuge. So 43, 38, 46, 45. Okay, so it actually is going to be her that does it.
I'll be your shadow.
Okay. Now I've done that. Let's see.
I will aid you.
Your days end here!
Not a problem, boss.
Okay. Let's do that.
On it.
Shit! I'm stuck!
Take me if you can!
On it.
Okay.
Found something.
These are blood soaked boots, so not exactly ooh, but it does actually give her a little bit of a boost. As well as him. Goring. What does the goring mean? Hit precision on targets below 20. Ooh, yeah, that's definitely worth giving to her. Let's upgrade you. Hi, Ray, we made it into Echo Call, which was our next thing to do. Let's see, we're trying to find... Ooh. Bronze Great Spear. How's that compared to what I've got? Less recovery, less armor penetration, but a little bit more range and accuracy and DPS. That's debatable. Let's go ahead and throw this in here.
Kairos' soldiers are here!
Up on the roof. Okay, so I can't get there yet. Can't come down here. Spears of notches on top, scuffs on the ground, seems they were dragged from the nearby home. Tawny Sibyl's shrill voice pierced the air. A clarion call addressed not to you, but to citizens of the village. Do not fear, sons and daughters of Apex. Kairos' hounds are at our doorstep. The Veteran Guard will not abandon you. Brave soldiers of the Veteran Guard, these foreigners and sellouts mean to burn our homes and butcher our families. Someone strength you have and show Kairos the price of taking our land. I've seen at least 3 people. Several soldiers step out from half-closed doorways and dimly lit alleyways. Fury blazed in their hearts. The partisans shout battle cries to marshal their courage. You see the gray gleam of iron as they brandish their weapons in charge. How in the name of Ash did these hill folk get their hands on iron weapons? Barrack focused with momentary panic, bewildered before setting his stance for battle. Okay, so we got two. Oh, who's this though? Sage Apprentice? Alright. Okay, so we need to have. Probably grab this person.
Look at that!
I will aid you.
Let's try that again. How did I get that?
Oh, I leveled up. Fantastic.
Will do.
Fuck is wrong with my weapon? Squirrely bastard, aren't you?
That was beneath me.
Will do.
Fall before me!
Nice. So we survived that. Whew. Call village appears to be unusually well supplied. It's like the locals have been helping the revolutionary forces for some time. Indeed. It's been bisected by Earthshaker magic. I know likely the managed to do something to intimidate the villages. They're here. Weapons up, and remember those who are with us. Honor them with your courage and prowess. The captain turns to face you as you approach. Fateminder, we are proper warriors, are we not? This battle in between those who specialize in dealing death. Let the villagers go. They do not ask for this conflict. This village is an accessory to sedition. Surrender or perish. Didn't know our guilt was a winter fever so easily shared through the village. It's the only way to impress your overlords to slaughter sicken already. Not here for slaughter, I prefer to talk. Really, the trail of my dead friends is otherwise. What is there to say, Fatebinder? Unless it's sorry for all the murders, followed by a big swig of hemlock. It's too late for words to solve anything. My goal is to gain your surrender without bloodshed. That's a commendable notion, but a tragically simple one at that. If any here could stomach life in the chorus or submission to a disfavored work camp, that person already surrendered years back. Folks standing here with you are the ones serious about our freedom. Besides, we already reneged on a surrender. I know any deal you've come to offer is just a trap. It's that Archon's pride demands that they bury us. So sorry, we've been at this too long. Death or glory. No third option. The townsfolk may go. The rest of you stand and fight. Far be it for me to question a call, but this village is a source of aid for the Vendry Guard. Fools to leave it standing to supply our enemies the moment we turn our backs. Fair point. The villagers are guilty as well. All will surrender or perish. They knew the cost for defiant Kairos. That's about the logic I expect from one of Kairos' pawns. The captain points to you, have your blade ready. Want this spineless pile of shite off my riverbed. Okay. What I'm not quite understanding is what is with these percentages next to them. Because they're all different numbers. I'm not quite sure what those are.
See you there.
Let's do a little alley here. That sage. Oh, that looks cool. Trigger my bit of defense here.
On it.
I got it.
Oh, blinded, confused, and frightened. Oh, interesting. Curious. Well, since they disengaged, let's go ahead and Some new people.
Won't happen.
What in the world? Come on, why can't I switch characters?
I can't.
Huh? Is everyone else still? I don't get it.
Take.
Oh, okay. Jeez. Looks like I couldn't select them because they all got scared by whatever weapon was there anyway. Unfortunately, I didn't.
I got it.
How did I miss that?
I got it.
You think they can hit me?
Will do.
It will take more than that to break me.
I'm doing pretty good. Still trying to get used to some of this stuff. I feel like I'm just gonna stink in this game. It's not like any other RPG where I have a dedicated healer who can heal pretty consistently. So if my healer goes down, who's Lantry, it's harder to kind of pick up. Okay, so let me bring you up to speed. So Echo Call was the place that we had to go because there's 3 river crossings to get to the capital, basically. Echo Call was one of them. So we headed there, but the village is being controlled by the Veteran Guard, who would be the bad guys. So we're now fighting the captain of Captain Matani, who is one of the big captains of the guard. And her family controls and patrols the river. So now we're in a big fight in the village, trying to take her down. So then we have control of this village, so then we can continue on towards the capital.
Will do.
So Matani's here. Matani Sybil, she's right here. So I'm just trying to take care of her. Trying to take over guards here. Unfortunately, I'm not doing terrific. I will admit I'm struggling.
I got it. Afraid of death.
Wake me up when it's over.
And I might just go down. I don't know. If I fail, I'll have to do the fight over.
Will do.
So they're gonna go down.
Will do.
So heavy.
Yep.
Can't move.
I'm gonna win by the skin of my teeth, but just.
Will do.
Okay, just barely survived. Yeah, like I said, it's kind of an older style of turn-based. Where you actually have to be like next to certain characters, so you have to worry about your placement as anything else, yeah. Sybil can barely summon the strength to crawl, and after several attempts she slips on her own pooling blood. She lifts her head to focus on you. She mouths several words, so no cogent sound escapes her mouth until she falls to her knees, bracing her side. Well done, Fatebinder. If this one survives its wounds, we even have a fresh present. The Archon's secrets. He did request a personal audience with any leader we can take alive. That's a mighty big if. These southern folk are a sickly bunch. She wipes his hand swiftly. Looking at her suffer, it's making me sick. I'll kill her and get this over with. Finish her off. She fought well enough. Do it! The words are a command, hissed through bloodied lips. Besides swinging, you bring down your weapon on her skull and shatter her brains across the roof. Yikes. Fear the Echo Call village had a larger enemy presence than we suspected. So had a whole crop of iron weapons stockpiled here. Bet those innocent villagers were helping them gather battlefield salvage, or maybe stealing from our camp. And it's our iron now. The 500 did promise us all the salvage, don't forget. And what of this village? The locals could have trapped in the houses, so too risky to commandeer the site. Shrugs, his tone becoming matter-of-fact. We should burn the town. Cut off supplies, send a message, the smoke signal will give the others a visible rallying point when crossing the Matani. Did we just waste all that blood and time capturing this place only to torch it all? Now, I adore the mystical power of fire in many ways none of you could possibly understand, but even I think there's a time and a place for arson. Fatebinder, kindly tell Antonio he's filled to breathe his half the village. Scarlet would like to keep their half of the spoils, not smoke it. Settlement should be preserved, and any still here made slaves or conscripts. You place too much trust in these locals, especially after their last deception. The first chance they get, they'll turn coat and stab their gang boss in the back. That would only prove these are competent fighters who were better to Kairos' army. No boss would fall to a simple village, deserves to live anyway. Kairos' edict blooms overhead. We have nothing better to do with our time? His favorite warrior shakes his head in a huff and turns to his squad. Hear that? The chorus just made this town their headache. Now start rounding up your gear. There's a lot to do before we rest. Sensible decision, dear Fatebinder. We hold this favorite's pogrom of raised soil. It will remain for us to rule. Bitterquip claps his hands, raising his voice to address his gains. Seize this place. Search the homes. Take all that you can carry. Give each survivor a chance at the voice's mercy. And to the ungrateful, be brutal. Fatebinder, you've helped enough. The Iron Marshal has sent word that the Archons are meeting with his favorite camp, and your presence is requested. You should make haste back to camp. We'll take it from here.
I got it.
Yeah, so it would be the same kind of thing as Baldur's Gate. I think it's a because I want to say that Baldur's Gate has a little bit more of a turn-based. Has a little bit turn-based, like one person takes a turn, another person takes a turn, and it actually goes down the line as opposed to this one where everyone has their own actions and stuff, but it still is a turn-based setup. So it's a little bit more proactive turn-based. Okay, so we're getting back by dawn. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, that'll work. Time to continue the story. There's a pattern to my strategies, one of relentless victory. Tearsmen excel at deception, but falter at a fair fight. Paul explains why you surround yourself. Deceitful for your second, Karen? Expert on siege warfare. What's the plan on dealing with the walls now? Standing pyramid? We're at it again.
How can we trust your rabble not to turn at this last moment? How many of your conscripts have family bonds to the Vendrian Guard? It is decided. The disfavored will take the vanguard of the assault. It is the only way to assure success before the edict comes to pass.
Raven Ash's roar pulses your eardrums, his face reddening as he yells.
Oh, you're so young. We can forgive you for being stupid. Without your Archon of Stone to bring down those walls, you're out of your element. Only the chorus has the numbers required to swarm the walls from all sides. We will lead the vanguard of this battle.
The best the chorus could accomplish would be leaving a ramp-shaped pile of corpses propped up against the walls for my warriors to use. Their fortifications are not a concern. Even understaffed, my Earthshakers could breach the masonry in short order.
Another brilliant idea! Cairn's cult is, we're sure, every bit as trustworthy and sane as the late Archon of Stone himself. You did notice the spire at the center of the citadel? Hard to miss it, being only the tallest thing on the horizon and such. Certainly your Earth mages won't do anything stupid like, say, breaking the spire's foundation. What could possibly go wrong?
Voices in a rat lazy twirls his scepter. We love seeing the name Cairn, just as watching him squirm. Craven Ash had so much hair back when we before he met us.
I trust them more than I trust your circus of rapists, sellswords, and turncoat tearsmen.
Archon Ash turns his head upon seeing you in the tent, relaxes his posture.
Tunon's Fatebinder has arrived.
Your tent falls silent, and all eyes turn to you expectantly. Do I call him out? I was victorious in Echo Call Crossing and Trip Nettle Wilderness, despite the constant ineptitude of the chorus.
You dare call the chorus inept? Well, that's a half-truth at best.
The Archon swats at the air with his scepter as growls both male and female rumble from his mask. Trying to anchor us, Fatebinder? Or are you trying to win over Graven Ash by tearing us down? For sure you little goodwill will come of rousing our ire.
Now that we are all assembled, I want reports. The Scarlet Chorus was going to resolve the Oathbreaker presence in the Outer Valley. What became of that?
Yes, what did become of that? We should know already, yet we do not. If we are not mistaken, the Fatebinder played a pivotal role in this operation. Fifth Eye, shed light on this baffling question.
The Fatebinder did indeed assist the choir. In a fashion, the Oathbreakers were cut down, the Fatebinder's wrath spared none. Captain Pellock's Florian was not taken alive, much to our disappointment. The Fatebinder seemed to apply disfavored justice to Florian. Such a waste.
And look what's showing that mercy has done for us. My scouts report seeing chorus thugs fleeing your camp, defecting back to the enemy. They are abusing your mercy, and you either don't notice or don't care. The former is negligence, the latter is treachery.
They were Oathbreakers. They've abused our mercy once before, and we're idiots to think they'll change.
Iron Marshal, I understand we've established a foothold across the Matani. Report.
Securing the Matani was a gruesome affair. An agent of the School of Tides still lives, and the river was turned against us. Despite our losses today, ended in success. Go call crossing. Through victory came at a great cost. When it came time to secure the nearby Echo Call village, there was a distressing discovery. The villagers had been stashing iron weaponry, no doubt stolen from our supply lines. Commander Antonio wished to burn the village, but the course disagreed. The Fatebinder backed their claim. A few of them got away, but their leader, Captain Matani Sybil, did not. Her spies tell us she was the one founding member of this insurrection. Her death will no doubt dishearten the Oathbreakers.
One less noble scion of Apex with delusions of relevance. Good riddance.
Have we forgotten why we marched south in the first place? Are we to rule over a sea of corpses? Have you any idea how difficult it is to tax dead people? Your treatment of the locals is short-sighted. We alone follow the commandments of the Overlord.
As if to emphasize his words with a conductor's wand, the voice Nerat flourishes his jewel scepter in the air. This is absurd. We aim to bring mercy and peace, while Ash remains fixated on ruthless slaughter. We take the noble path of tolerance, acceptance, forgiveness towards the enemy, while his favor would happily see every tearsman in a grave or a cage, and yet we're seen as the wicked, troublesome one. You can safely assume Kairos wants some bloodshed, otherwise why send the disfavored?
Sophistry becomes you, Fatebinder. But we think the disfavored were sent to learn from our example. What other reason would the Overlord have for slowing us down with such a burdensome ally? Kairos' Day of Swords approaches, and our allies in the disfavored in the court refuse to work with us. There is clearly only one reason for this. Graven Ash and Tunon have allied against us. You conspire to rob us of our deserved glory.
Emerald-colored trails appear in the air as Archon madly swings his scepter, gesticulating with growing rage. You see how it really is. You're all against us. You two are unwilling to work together. As Fatebinder of Tunon, I will well, let's see. Let's remain silent this time. Let's see, because I'm sure that Ash is going to come up with a retort.
You conspire to rob us of our...
The Archon of Secrets halts abruptly, his body freezing for a moment as his bronze mask rotates, new face turning to meet you.
To rob me of life. I struggled as best I could, but I could not shield the Legion's secrets. I'm sorry, Father.
A younger man's voice comes from the Archon in hurried tones. A moment later, the Archon smacks the scepter to his mask, and the bronze rictus spins back to its original orientation. Pay no mind to us. Our powers get the best of us at times, and these little echoes crop up at the oddest moments.
You sick fuck.
The Archon of War stares at the voice in Narod, anger welling in his face. Explain this madness.
That is what became of my son, Branix. I knew the Oathbreakers didn't kill him in captivity. You will pay for this. But you knew this already, didn't you, Binder? I will not work with this perverted piece of garbage. And I'm a few seconds away from pretending there's no blue flag in my tent. As the voice of Tunon, you must choose which of us has the right to take Ascension Hall, for there will be no unity between our armies.
With whom do you stand?
Voices in Narod's mask tilt sideways as he lurches forward, wagging his scepter at you. The tent grows quiet as the gathering looks to you in anticipation. Now is not the time for compromise. One of us will have the honor of completing. We know you will choose wisely. Yes, I will. The disfavored will lead.
You honor us, as I knew you would. You have made the right choice. The disfavored have stood at the forefront of battle since the first days of the war, and now we have the honor of winning this final battle.
Raven Ash salutes you, his fist striking his breastplate with a thunderous clatter.
Our beloved chorus! We have too many lives to protect. We can't allow your foolish decision to destroy us all!
The brilliant emerald green radiates from the Archon, and the chatter of a busy marketplace seems to fill the tent. The scepter he normally holds as playful props now clutches a bludgeon ready to strike. No! We did not work so hard only to be denied our rightful glory in the end. You will die with the disfavored.
You would dare harm me and our guests from the court?
The air crackles with electricity as Graven Ash lifts his maul to strike.
By Kairos' word, this means war! How did it come to this?
He roused to consciousness to the side of Graven Ash, swatting his hand towards the thinning green mist where the voices from Marat once stood moments ago. Saw you step in front of me, thank you.
Just old soldier reflexes. Couldn't be sure if it was trying a simple illusion or a bolt of fire. Either way, needed to be sure my guests didn't perish in my war tent. Wouldn't be able to live that one down.
You wish to go to war against the chorus?
What other choice am I given? It is clear the voices of Narat would endanger all of us out of vanity. Besides, we all know when this war is over, someone must rule and protect the Tears. So I will start protecting the Tears from the depravity of the Scarlet Chorus.
We will take the Ascension Hall without the courses.
Yes, and instead of having false allies on our side, at least we can march on the Citadel knowing full well who is friend and foe. And it goes without saying, the disfavor needs you now for this glorious battle. Please speak with the Iron Marshal. She will give you the specifics of our plan.
Very well.
The Archon of Secrets left behind one of his spies. Perhaps we should send her back to her master in pieces.
Graven Ash narrows his eyes and points a finger at Verse. Barrick's armor makes discordant sound of iron bending under pressure. Everyone in some of the room looks at him.
Something to say, Barrick?
Ash passes his stone shield a confused look.
Nothing at present, Archon. Forgive the interruption.
Barrick looks to you with a vague hope of his otherwise impersonal stare. Verse is with me.
You would harbor the Archon's henchmen in your company? This is aiding and abetting the voices of Narat. I cannot stand for it.
Maybe I want the voices to think I'm being carefully observed.
The voices of Narat knows better. Of that much I can assure you. Whatever deceitful ploy you have in mind, he can think lifetimes ahead of it. You are playing a dangerous game, Binder. If you wish to hold the venomous serpent so close, I will allow you your own self-destruction. Now leave me. When you are ready to join the assault, speak to the Iron Marshal.
Okay.
Will do.
So this is from Tarkus area. We are not completely without our sense. We knew Kairos would edict on this valley. Perhaps the Overlord has a sixth sense of humor. I can assure I laughed when I learned the death sentence doomed the Oathbreaker and Puppet equally. I had such low expectations from the servant of the so-called Archon of Justice. Tunon seems a little more than a passive stooge that sits on a throne to legitimize the carnage and plunder of the Archons. A face of prosperity that lets Kairos claim one thing while being another. I would have hoped you actually did serve justice, the notion, not the Archon. But your actions have said otherwise. At least I can thank you for proving my sense is entirely warranted. If you survive this upcoming slaughter, bear witness that I, Tarkus Ari of Vendrian Guard, do take responsibility for the actions of my crew. Should my warriors come before the court's axe, tell them they were starving, desperate, and easily manipulated to a struggle that was mine, and not theirs. Sell this lie as well as you can sell the lies of the Overlord. This missive is archived. Oh, I actually did not finish up the Echo Call. Interesting. Let's rest and get our people back up to fighting strength. We're gonna need to go. Excuse me, sorry. Ran through. Let's go finish up that quest, because I didn't realize I hadn't finished it. Armor can never reduce damage below 1. That's good to know. Storage door has been locked. It doesn't appear to have been barred on the other side. Pick the lock or break the lock? We'll pick the lock. This list of old crumpled paper. Various items have been crafting and repaired, crossed out. Most food items remain. I already know this sigil, so it can just get sold. Wait. these iron ingots bear the seal of the Forge-bound Guild.
Don't know about you, but I feel like fighting someone.
The man barges through the door behind you. You mutterless whoremonger. He attempts to usher you away from the end of his walking stick. Get out! I found forge-bound iron in one of these barrels. You have a great deal to explain, old man. The old man points his walking stick in your face. It's always the young pushing the old. No choice in the matter. Strange men appeared here a fortnight ago. They claim to be supporters of the Veteran Guard, but I've never seen them before. He stamps his foot in a fit. I had no choice. These so-called freedom fighters threaten the knife if I don't comply. Then Matani showed up for the iron? Not exactly. She stumbled upon it, just like you did when I was helping fortify the village for an attack like this. She was just surprised, but she happily took it. Villagers forcing you to help the vigil sounds suspicious. Have you been listening to a damn thing I've been saying, or did you... Do you have shite for ears? His face twists as his spill lands on you. That's exactly what I'm saying. I don't want any part of this foolish war. Seems like your stubborn ignorance may have saved you. Taking the iron, you may stay. And snatch the hands. What strength he has left. Thank you, Fatebinder. Okay, so now turn to his favorite camp and tell us the news. But we have an upgrade here. Let's see. More health. And let's see. Ooh. Swaps position with an enemy and then stabs them with each of her weapons. Kind of like the sound of that. Alright. Go back up here. Okay, so this is the end of the... span of the 20 span of swords, so it's going to turn into 21 when we get back, probably. Honestly, I do wonder if you don't finish up in the valley if the game just ends because your character dies. I would imagine it does. Found the iron yet? Isatanus gives you a full look inspection. Here it is. Good thing the Oldbrookers didn't get their hands on much. I can't tell you what it means to have this back in our hands. I'll make sure to tell my superior about what you've done for the Legion. I've gotten up and I've gotten... Ooh! Favor of the Fatebinder. Allied. Shielded for 8... Not self. Target. Shielded for 80 damage for 30 seconds. Grants a damage absorbing shield to the target. Time is upon us. The Iron Marshal nods to you with a serene smile. We march on veterans' walls, show the tearsmen the price of insurrection, because at neither side sway the movement of ironclad warriors readying for battle. Kairos' edict will soon come to bear, and we should move at once. Cape Bunner, if you're willing, I could use your assistance. We are in a tight-knit band, and while we are not outclassed, we are outnumbered. We will march into battle with us. I will join you for this battle, but not amused by this little fight between armies. The Overlord brings peace. This sort of disorder runs against the harmony Kairos gives us. We will answer for our actions in due time, but for now, our survival hinges on taking Ascension Hall. Killing Scarlet Horse is self-defense by any measure. Our forces are assembled as we speak. We'll meet you at the Citadel. Craven Ash protects. She offers a firm salute and turns to her troops. Okay.
Ah, got it.
Thank you for talking down the disfavored from doing worse. Sad times we live in when making a humble living is branded crime. So saving your hide was worth... Oh, well, naturally, clears his face showing a flash of a scowl. One good deed deserves another. Well, when I have my shop up and running, I'll sell you provisions for a song and give you a proper bounty on any odds of the weaponry you find, provided that, he taps his finger, you keep standing up for me, should those iron goods try to rough me up a second time. You were lucky with us before, merchant. Take care you don't challenge your luck again. I'd like to see your wares. Do you have some lesser potions? 6, 4, 4, 4. Ugh, yeah. There's a healer potion, though. It's 40% health. A little better. It is a hero's insignia. It's accessory. Immunity to frightened and terrified. That's pretty expensive, though. I don't know if I want to do that. Helmets. Actually, what? Yeah, I wasn't positive about the. Get back in there. Yeah, we'll take 5. We'll do that. day off to the Well Citadel. Its ancient forest rests within the center of Apex Valley, its ring-shaped wall mimicking the mountains that border the nation. The citadel has been repaired and, while understaffed, remains a formidable presence in the valley. Let's begin.
Take a look at that iron wall of woman. Must be the Iron Marshal.
Baitbinder, come this way. Iron Marshal welcomes you with a chattering salute. The enemy left only a pittance of soldiers to slow our advance. The majority of their warriors are holed up within the citadel. No use trying to lure them out. We have to bring the fight inside. That wall, she points north, is where the Earthshakers are focusing their magic. They cannot afford to be imprecise with their tremor sigils with the spires so close. They need to contend with the defenders' mages for to crack the perimeter. How can I help? The enemy sages are working some sort of protective magic that keeps the wall held together. We need to silence this resistance. Head east and secure a way over the wall. My troops aren't dressed for scaling. Kill the sages, the Earthshakers will clear the way, and we'll meet you inside. Now go with the glory of Kairos. If you are wounded in battle, come see me. Oh.
Heads up, we have company.
I'll spare your guts. Fall before me. Damn thing couldn't pierce cloth. Damn thing couldn't pierce cloth.
Word costs more harm than this useless weapon.
Share your stone up by your ass.
They're complaining about weapons, about their weapons and stuff, and I was like, why? Okay, look at the missives. Dawn of Ascension. Shadows Freelance. The Archons informed me that the recapture of the Citadel from the Vendrian insurrection continues apace. That they wrote me separately of the divergent tactics and tactical intentions engenders no small concern. I trust you in your efforts. Just now in your efforts. May the good judgment see you through the coming confrontation with glory and success back to the safety of our court. Tunon the Adjudicator. Archon of Justice. Express concern. Archon... Tunon. The bird finds me in the road to conflict and bloodshed. I cannot but wonder at the wisdom of the decisions and acts that have brought us to this point. I would not question the Overlord's will. And I find myself divided. If this edict comes to pass, I will never see your court again. That you remember the agreements that we forged, sworn me into your service. Go back. See. Thank you for the advice.
Sorry, I can't.
Finally loot the stinking thing. Jeez.
Have a look here.
Oh. Guys look like they were placed here and soon forgotten. So where should odor emanate from? Gotta attack these guys. Okay, so
Damn thing could pierce cloth.
Feel much improved.
Damn thing couldn't pierce cloth. Tear that skeleton out by your ass.
Are you afraid of death, worm?
Got dark all of a sudden.
Can't do that. Right. We could climb the wall here. Oh, don't give me that look. I can manage the climb.
It's all in the reflexes.
So something I'm not quite understanding is that when I look at my character, I have all these points here, but it feels like, but I don't have all the powers available to me here. So I'm wondering, if I'm able to change out what I have access to or not. Oh, I do. Okay, so I can actually swap out certain things. Interesting. Okay. That makes more sense. Let's see, I have not done anything for the Iron Tone. Let's go ahead and replace that then. Just here and then soon forgot there's a pungent odor emanating from them. If I had to guess, that's gunpowder or something. But I don't know if gunpowder actually is in this game. It's actually in this world. Iron Javelin. E. Up here. Before we climb, I want to make sure that I don't get it. There's nothing else here that I could grab. Okay.
Curious. Interesting.
Next time!
I got it.
Damn thing couldn't pierce cloth. This isn't working.
Take me if you can.
Damn thing couldn't pierce cloth.
Ooh! Slightly better shields. Good. Less dodge and more parry and endurance. Let's grab those. Oh, sweet. Greater healing potions. Oh boy. Or boot. Well, maybe I can't do it in my. Hang on. Jump back in here. Can I actually give it to somebody? No, I cannot. All right.
Never had a chance. Stitch me up.
Okay, off we go. Use the cracks and jutting rocks to scale the citadel wall. Alright, in we go.
I'll spill your guts.
Will do. Pay attention, kid.
I got it. On it. On it.
Come at me, great meat.
Measuring guards, ready yourselves. We must keep the fate binder back.
Consider it done.
Are you afraid of death?
Can't believe you couldn't pierce cloth.
Right.
foot.
I'll tear your skull out by your ass!
Before me!
As we took them out, we should be able to have the Earthshakers come through. Nice.
I got it.
This actually is an upgrade from somebody's. Yay, we finally get to give you a slightly better weapon. Now, train dummy is well worn. It looks like it's been patched up and put together multiple times. Armor in this cart is old, dense, and looks like it's almost unusable. Weapons don't appear to be in better shape.
That wasn't so hard.
Water. Alright. Okay. It's the next area. Wow. Breach the gate. The chorus is breach the gate. Fall back. Now we're going to get a confrontation here. Pretty sure. Stand aside. Central Hall is ours alone for the taking. The Fifth Eye swings his spear in broad arcs as he roars in his cackling tenor. Withdraw it all at once before you feel the weight of 1,000 coarse blades and bludgeons. No sooner would a family of maggots beat a pack of wolves, his favorite commander, make the Scarlet Course forward. Come. Take you 5 at a time just to make things fair. Deal with them. I'll take Ascension Hall. Sound plan. Good hunting, my friend. In we go. They're here. They've breached the perimeter. They're in the keep. Whistling a shrill warning signal, the Oathbreaker falls back deeper into the keep.
Right.
So we're not gonna have any backup here. Veteran guard weaponry and armor's light here. Chipped, scratched, and scarred, these ornaments proving their efficiency and durability time and time again. Thank you, Jasper.
Come at me. Be brave, me.
Right. Come and feast my iron!
Bring it out, you little shit.
I got it. Right. That's beneath me.
Oh, come on. Aw, man.
Not a problem.
Don't go rushing off to get yourself hurt again.
Right.
Let them think it.
I got it.
Fire in the mess hall still burns and places overland the tables. This room hasn't seen combat for generations. The Indian guard would never be the same after this battle.
I got it. Trouble is afoot. Spotted something.
I see as the crow flies.
I'm not dead yet.
Food supplies are stored here. Most of it's compromised. Vegetable grown in tiers. You know, while we're in here, let's go ahead and throw in a couple of buffs and stuff. So.
On it. To battle! On it. Take that!
Bleed out, you little shit!
Sigil of Force. Arcane glyphs stored in the scrolls scattered on this table. Penmanship suggests a sage's hand, written in crude parchment, produced in the valley. Collaboration between two normally separate rebel groups. Okay, hang on a second. So we've got another sigil here. Concussive bolt. Ooh. False pit. Oh, no one can do it for the range that it requires. Now let's make it stronger, as opposed to the other way around.
Trouble is afoot.
Options, is there? I understand that. Okay, so but nice that I can actually change it. So if I wanted to make it easier, I could. Controls. Highlight, hold, slow toggle, fast toggle. I thought that there would be a way to actually turn it, but nope. Not how this game's going to work. Oh, I'm out again. Ouch.
Trick? Consider it.
Ah, down again. Jeez.
Damn thing couldn't pierce. Off. Let them think they can hit me. Better.
Oh dear.
Not wake up dead.
I'm just down. Man, why do I suck at this game? Ah.
Let's have it now. I'll do it for the North. Come, face my iron! I will aid you. Going down!
Yep, there we go. Jeez. Well, that was the first game over. Yikes. I honestly, I feel like I'm just kind of mumbling in the dark. I'm not used to this kind of game. Well, at least keep going. Let me see here.
I got it. Send me your ship! Stand behind.
Shit.
This is useless. I should try something else.
Take me if you can.
Fuck is wrong with my weapon?
Pieces.
Another. Another battle. I'm starting to think we're bad at making friends.
What have we here? Fall before me!
Right.
Let me see.
Another battle. Bad at making friends.
You got it. You got it.
I got it. I got it.
Will do.
Just shipped around in my chair.
your tallies to the...
Pity you won't enjoy this as much. Much as I do.
Are you afraid of death, worm?
This weapon is entirely worthless.
I think that one hit bone. Damn thing couldn't pierce cloth.
Okay, where are we now? Oh! Tarkus Ari. So, you were the vanguard of Kairos' conquest. Not as tall as I imagine. We can't all choose our executioners. Already, word of your defiance spreads through the lands. The words of our defiance spreads throughout the lands. You're 7 kinds of stupid if you think our war ends here. Before you stands Captain Tarkus Ari, de facto leader of the dwindling Vendrian Guard. Short, sunburned, and agitated, even when standing still, her body's a compact sculpture of muscle and bone. And her face is short of symmetry, thanks to the scars and dents of a dozen brushes with death. Though your lives will certainly end here in Ascension Hall, she chortles, pointing towards the ceiling and stone arch somehow supporting the massive weight of the spire overhead. Consider yourself fortunate. Some of the finest rulers of Apex met death by duel in this hallowed hall. Surely there is no finer place to settle an intractable feud. Sisters, brothers! Auri looks back to her cadre of soldiers with a solemn nod. It has been a privilege to lead and an honor to share in your final days. Taking deep breaths, she turns for you, waiting silently. What did you hope to gain from your rebellion? Nothing that we haven't already gained. Our pride, our dignity, these things you can never take from us. She smiles, her eyes distant for a moment. The Vendrian Guard could never stand against all of Kairos' forces, but we can teach others to resist. Maybe you'll run out of soldiers before we run out of stubbornness. But I doubt it. You already use Kairos' currency, speak the language. Military control is a formality. You would consign your whole realm to death because of your pride? And you will kill us for not bowing to your banner. Will not let some servile bullies lecture me on the subject of pride. Sounds like you could stand to learn something about humility. It's a good thing you won't surrender. If you were a conscript, I would whip you to death. Seems your uprising amounted to nothing but dead kinsmen. And what did it take Vendrian's well to cost you? How many disfavored corpses rust in the valley? How many choirmen fell to our blades? How is the endless battle of the Blade Grave? While you deal with us here. Given to what remains of the realm of stalwart nation, Kairos proclaimed native storms upon the land. Right. Laughs, winces as she clutches her side. Tell me, are the Archons unified in victory? The armies bond in camaraderie over our deaths? Our stand here is the first of your problems. You traded your kinsmen to slow the inevitable, nothing more. We demonstrated that the armies of Kairos could be shamed by stubborn peasants. The Overlord's empire is vast, his armies numerous, his magic unstoppable, yet he cannot destroy our fighting spirit. Hardly show a force I'd expect from a truly fearsome Overlord. Hope that argument keeps you warm in the upness of the void, guardsman. Any last words? Yes. A broad smile came over Ari's face. Tell the voice of Varot we are most thankful for his aid. Could have made it this far without his support. Okay, so I switched to the spirit every time I throw for that. Huh, interesting.
Will do.
Damn thing could pierce cloth.
As you command.
Ooh, that was kind of cool.
Come and feast my eye. Fall before me!
Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks?
You worthless gnats, we may die, but others will follow our example. Mark my words. Captain coughs up blood. You bested their leadership, most impressive. I may never underestimate the skills of a Fatebinder. I'm honored to have had a hand in the glory. And your help is pivotal. Gravitation will soon be hearing an earful about your skill and courage. Clatter and madness of combat has finally ceased. Ascension Hall is, for a moment, tranquil. May pox take your children, or he slumps to a crouch, her body trembling from injury and fatigue. With those words of defeat, the burning hum you've heard in your head for days on end tapers off into nothing. Your mind returns to a state of quiet you've not felt since you had proclaimed the edict upon. I lay claim to Ascension Hall. Let us be free of this edict. You feel a tug in your chest as warm energy begins to form around you. Before you know it, you feel as if you're lighter than air. Whoa! What in the world just happened? Ooh. Blink away the last of the luminous trails from your field of vision. The masonry of Ascension Hall is replaced with a wide open space in every direction, save for the slab of ancient stone beneath your feet. High winds shove you, pushing you off balance. The air is cool and thin, unsatisfying to your lungs. Oh, excuse me. Is this? Lantry looks out at the horizon, eyes wide with mind. Yes, this must be the mountain spire. When was the last time Lantry's eyes looked down the ledge? Dumbstruck from the vertical plunge, Lantry backs away from the ledge. I might need to retch. This is certainly a change. The wind ruffles the feathers in her hair and bursts quickly smooths them down. Damn cold change. She peers over the edge. Think I could land on my feet if I jumped? Not for long. Kairos will be merciful. What now? Eric spins around on his feet, looking around, trying to take in as much as he can through the narrow visor of his helmet. Every way you look, mountains rise above the distant horizon. The rivers and forests below bring to mind maps of Vedran well, and you quickly trace the Batani, the Iranev, and all the numerous waterways of the region. Higher than you imagined it. This is indeed the pinnacle of the spire of Vedran's well. How did we get all the way up here? Ari strains to stand up, clutching her side. Another question, how is the name of Graven Ash did we get down? The Iron Marshal walks to the edge, trembling a half pace back as she peers downwards. The warriors below must be sensed that the edict is ended. We should be down there, by their side. Much as I would relish the opportunity to fight alongside this favorite right now, I cannot begin to imagine the chaos unfolding beneath our feet. Eric clenches his fist with a squeal of metal and turns away. Send word to Graven Ash that we were successful. That was a worthy battle. Not since Stalwart have I felt such determination. But the siege needed you spans ago. Great, and I will be honored to deliver your auspicious message in person, but she points down over the edge. I think the blast of magic from the spire and the edict's end should have been clear to everyone, but Graven Ash will want to know you are safe. Go through the portal and report to Graven Ash, then return with me with any news. No telling how stable it is, but look closely and you'll see images of Ascension Hall to the haze. Well, if you have trained eyes, that is. Of course, even if it's not stable, the alternative is jumping. So, what do we have to lose? Oh, how did I not notice that? Portal's shimmering contour glimmers the moment you call out its presence. Assuming this takes me to Ascension Hall, I'll carve a path to Ash and let you know the score. Let him know the score. With sound and clatter, Aranos beats her breastplate and salute. Glory to Kairos. Send the Archon of War my regards. Thank you for being the edge of our blade. We've been short-handed even since you took the Gates of Judgment, and these oath breakers fight well above their station. Without you and my vanguard, this would have been a bloodier day. There's no telling we could have seized Ascension Hall in time. Hatred's well as yours. Take it for the glory of Tunon. It would be be wise for us to place court-held lands between us and the enemy. That way, the courts cannot fortify around us without giving offense to the Archon of Justice. Now, our treachery means war. Trust we'll be able to rely on your continued support in the coming trials. No doubt I'm the very definition of an enemy to the Overlord. I didn't just resist, I led others into resistance. So I know what's about to happen. I know that when I've met my match, like most folk, I do whatever it takes to live. If you will show me mercy, I will pledge my life to you, good Fatebinder. I know I'm an oathbreaker, so my word isn't what it used to be, but I promise if you spare me, I will serve you well. Why would I possibly trust you? Because I am out of reasons to fight you. Vendrigard and the School of Tides are no more, leaving me with no loyalties or ties to, well, anyone. We must all bow to Kairos' minions eventually, right? I would die before swearing fealty to the voices of Narat, and Graven Ash will kill me in a heartbeat. If I am to serve anyone in this new order, it should and must be the Archon of Justice. You're the only servant of Tunon I can think to ask. My mercy has a price. What will take your hand? What will stay your hand if not my service? Is the wealth you desire? Plenty stashed through the tears can lead you to it. Then swear fealty to me. I, Ebb of the Tidecasters, do hereby pledge my life and loyalty to Jedi's freelance. She dips in a short bow before meeting your eyes with a trembling smile. I will serve and obey until such time that I am freed from my obligations. Okay, interesting. So you can only ever have 4 in your party, including yourself. Vedran's well has fallen. For the second time since conquest began, Kairos' armies take the citadel from its defenders. With your help, the Vendrigard rebellion has been crushed. Claim Ascension Hall with your favorite allies, satisfying the terms of Kairos' baleful edict. You and the forces of Kairos are free from the Overlord's death sentence. The threat of execution no longer looming overhead, the Overlord's armies turn their attention away from the citadel towards each other. Tensions that flared over the long siege reached an explosive crescendo as this favored Scarlet Horse was clashed iron and bronze in a hasty, disorganized battle. As his forces were cut down, the voices of Narat and his officers escaped to the Stone Sea, leaving the conscript army to carry on their battle against its favored. In the aftermath, his favored broke camp and withdrew to their fortress in the Blade Grave, there to regroup and prepare for the extended campaign against the Scarlet Chorus. Having taken Vengeance well for yourself, Archon Grave Ash recognized your lawful claim to rule and occupy the Spire. As days passed, the wounded and injured were nursed to health. You explored your strange bastion and planned your next steps with careful deliberation. As word spread of the Scarlet Chorus and his favor turned on each other, factions once resolved to bend the knee are inspired instead to continue fighting. The Archon's feud has heralded the collapse of Kairos' offensive. Tunon, the Archon of Justice, observes the chaos and discord spreading across the land. The Archon summons his Fatebinder to return to court in the Bastard City, and report on his actions in Vedran's Well. Civil War. I'm ashamed that it descended into this. Archon Ash. To me, discuss the next steps. Best that you regroup in Iron Hearth. Gather your strength to regroup. Don't leave the Archon waiting. Send Ash my regards. The General has done much for me. I wish he was here to see this. Tell the Archon at Ironhearth after. I'll join the Archon at Ironhearth after I speak with Tunon. That would be best. She shakes her head and looks out at Spire with a fresh bewilderment. It's not enough that we're fighting 2 wars. Now we have this puzzle. Have this to puzzle through. Don't envy your position. See you at Ironhearth. Dizzying energy from the Spire falters. Whatever forces awoke the powers that reside here gutters and fades, though a faint persistent sculpture at the center. That's odd. There was a portal here a moment ago, but it seems to have vanished. Look around for a solution. The humming from the curious sculpture pulses and builds in volume as if to draw your attention. So it looks like this is a home base or something. Closer inspection, a series of symbols carved around the base of the structure come into view. One symbol pulses blue white light. The pattern resembles the glowing lines of light seen on the floor of Ascension Hall moments before you found yourself transported above the clouds. As you stare at the symbol, the chill of the wind abates and your chest swells with warmth. The air finally feels welcoming, your lungs sated at last. I'd be careful getting any closer. This whole tower is humming with energies that we don't understand. She holds his quills poised above a sheet of parchment with anticipation. Now, I didn't say back away. Let's find out what it does. Just be cautious. You stake your claim on the tower and everything in it. Whatever the sculpture is, it belongs to you. I feel dizzy. Do you feel dizzy? Barrick massages the brow of his helmet, causing a howl of grinding iron to echo across the expanse. What is this thing? The surface of the stone edifice trembles at your words. For a moment, the solid rock undulates, same motion as a quiet pond rippled by rain. An echo bounces back from afar. Your voice is distorted and unfamiliar. Is this thing? Your voice. For a moment, it sounded like song. Sculpture is still once again. There's a rush warmth through your body, a jolt of enervation that steadies your balance. A barrage of tactical sensation floods your mind as you feel footsteps and wind, but not on your face or in your limbs. A moment later, the flood of information begins to make sense. You are feeling the wind against the spire, even the weight of your own feet, as if the spire were a second spine. This connection made your pull from this place, not as a traveler, but as one glimpse of the world from impossibly far away. In this moment, there is nothing you cannot see, though you see it nearly all at once in a flood of sensation that is difficult to parse. You see a spire at the crossing of an ancient stone structure, two walls extending off to the distance. At the base of this eternal spire, settlers and merchants act in every way unconcerned. It's only under the observation of unforgiving taskmasters. The shadow of the spire falls over them, the mood changes. The settlers pause in shared unease and look up at the sky, towards you. Some of the faces looking at you are familiar, and you recognize this place as Lethian's Crossing, where you served during the war. Near the settlement built in the joining of the ancient walls, you see a beach of massive masonry, cleft into the forbidden, hidden realms within the old walls. Drift into the old wall's entrance. Shadows envelop you, muting all sound and vision with slight delay. There's a feeling of perversion, of wrongness. Whatever arcane power is allowing your senses to drift free of your body seems to falter in this place. Figures haunt the stone walls, drifting emanations of cloud, claw, and fang. They pay you no heed, but you fear them all the same. In the depths of this forbidden place, the deepest chamber is bathed in light. An arcane symbol illuminates the floor. The details hurt your eyes when you focus. Gentle tug, your focus pulls back to a new horizon, though it takes you a moment to recognize it as Vindrian's well. You return to the awareness of your immediate surroundings. The effect leaves you unsteady on your feet. Drift closer to the spire. The spire feels similar to the one you now occupy, though instead of radiating arcane light, it reeks of dust and crumbling stone. A branch withered once pulled from the tree reaches for you with a barely perceptible tug. The link between you and the spire recedes. The arcane bond is still present, but the mystical energies for the moment are quiet. Your body flooded with excitement and fatigue. It's unclear whether the mystic connection is strengthening you or siphoning. The tower offers nothing by way of answer, and you know that asking will only yield more silence and mystery. The deluge of sensation is over, but the position of the other spires still linger in your mind. From your vantage point atop the mountain spire, you can easily spot the mysterious structures, each of them rising high above their distant surroundings. Did you sense that? Lanry signs a long sigil in the air, squinting at you as he works his cantrip. The ripples are everywhere. When you move, the magic of this place stirs, spins, and churns. Stirs and churns. That portal over there, those burning braziers, they all grow more intense as you approach. I think it's responding to your presence. Before we get ahead of ourselves, it's worth remembering that you ended Kars's edict. That's no small feat. Maybe your connection to this place is related? Either way, sounds like something for the arcane minded to investigate. Be sure to see me after your audience will tune on. We cannot let the scarlet cords gain hold in the tears. Together we will wipe them from the land. Come to me as soon as you can, Fatebinder. We have a lot of work to do. Interesting. Okay. Lantry leveled up. So now I got another thing. Drain Strength. Foe AoE versus Magic. Drain Resolve, Drain Finesse, Drain Might, 90-degree Cone. Interesting. Ooh, Spire upgrades. Okay. Edict of Storms. No edict. Edict of Fire. Edict of Stone. Interesting. Will of Kairos. Archon Tune-Up. I express my deepest appreciation for the help. Servant. Okay, and Barrack. Iron Storm. Swords and javelins emerge from Barrack's armor and fly into a cloud of iron above the Fatebinder. These weapons begin to rain down and storm around the Fatebinder, damaging enemies nearby. Ooh! That sounds awesome. Okay, so we're all rested at the moment. So, what do we do now? Okay, so Stirring Visions. Whatever he did in Ascension Hall will give him top Spire. Before you sent the Spire, you had a vision when the edict broke. Understanding the vision might help you better grasp this new power you've acquired. Gather more information about these mysterious structures and seek them out wherever you can. You have gained access to Haven. Each Spire is attached to the old ways, the old walls lead this way to access the Spire. Okay. Ooh, okay. Big map, big old thing. All right. Contested lands. Sunset Spire, Bastard City. Okay. I think I'm going to be traveling to Bastard City, to Tunon's court. Interesting. Striker's Cowl. Well, health is above 75%. Oh, interesting.
I'd say that's worth a second glance.
It's to Kairos Nation. It's one of the few blemishes remaining in the testament of the reconstruction efforts. Okay. Bronze Mace. Yeah, so that felt very much like this was the beginning part, kind of like when you play Knights of the Old Republic. Um, you have like a starter area that kind of sets everything up, and then you can expand from there. Of course, this is Obsidian, so you know that's a well done thing. Drowsy drop. Incredibly hit as well as sleep. Oh, let's talk to Barrick. Apparently, he's got something he wants to say. Stands attention is rigid bearing, making him a moving statue. There have been a number of times since I came to your service in which I had not agreed fully with your choices. That said, I truly question your judgment. I hope this pattern holds. The quest I have to make of you. If it's a hug you're looking for, I've got bad news. Relax, Barrick. Just tell me what's on your mind. I hope that perhaps the adjudicator would hear my case. What are you talking about? I have been encased in this. He raps a knuckle against the shards of corroded iron and bronze that sweep across his chest. Shell sends Kairos' edict of storms. He made the grave of old Stewart. It occurred in service to the Overlord, and I would ask the Overlord to free me of its burden. Tunon can't order Kairos to take your armor off. I wasn't going to ask for the Overlord to do it personally. His metal plates grind together as he shifts. The Forge-bound Guild swore its services to the Adjudicator. Any hope of my freedom from this carapace exists, it lies with them. Aren't you more useful to the Overlord in your armor? Perhaps, but there are other armors. Air passes from his helmet, possibly the result of a sigh. Any respectable commander would extol to you the virtues of high morale. Just that each die remain confined in this monstrosity, mine wanes. I will happily make your case to the Archon. Thank you, Fatebinder. His salute rings like a poorly cast bell. I eagerly await the Archon's judgment. So, give me a moment here. I think that was a setting that I just did. Option. Play their voice cues. Let's figure that up to 100 and see what that does.
And so civil war divides the armies of mighty Kairos. The reckoning that comes of this failure will be great indeed. We find ourselves in the darkest times. Brothers and sisters who fought for a similar cause now skewer each other over blighted lands in the favor of distant powers.
What would you have done at Vedrien's Well?
Backing the disfavored was the only logical choice. Graven Ash is the only Archon worthy of your confidence, and you were wise to recognize as much. Naturally, I would have done the same.
So that apparently made it so that all the voice lines will be voiced through, which I think is better. Save my voice a little bit, and it sounds better through the voice acting itself, so...
Whatever others might say about what happened in Vendrian's Well, you acted from instinct. I can't help but respect that.
I have some questions for you before we move on.
What can I do for you?
To Barrick and Verse, have either of you noticed that you fight particularly well together?
The thought has crossed my mind from time to time. During the many battles of the Conquest, we found ourselves standing back to back with enemies on all sides on more than one occasion.
The big guy here is as useless as an empty scabbard without his phalanx to keep him alive, but I move fast enough to compensate for it. And it's nice having a living wall of rusted iron I can use for cover.
How do you think this is possible?
I would suggest that our fighting styles complement each other, but they do not. I would suggest that we get along, but we do not. We don't even finish each other's
sentences? Okay, that was strange. Did you hear that? The next time I catch a whiff of Barrick's meaning, I'm keeping my mouth shut.
I want the two of you to train together.
Absolutely not. Our fighting styles are incompatible, and any disfavored lieutenant will tell you not to join at the hip soldiers who can't stomach each other.
I'm inclined to agree. If you want to pair up fighters, there has to be some great passion or magnetism between them. We don't have it.
Why won't you give it a shot?
I think that because I don't want to covers it pretty well. Training alongside this self-important braggart is likely to sap whatever patience I have left.
I can see that you're out to serve the best interests of the war, but we are accustomed to handling ourselves as individuals rather than as a pair.
We can discuss this again later. Angie, did you have anything to say?
At least in theory, I'm supposed to be observing history and not getting myself wrapped into it. All the same, this is the thrill of a lifetime. Rarely does one stand so close to monumental moments in the making. If given the choice between a multifaceted hive mind of treachery and a surly old soldier, General Grumps is the wiser choice. It's patently obvious which Archon is truly loyal to Kairos. So, I must ask, are you planning on taking sides in the Civil War? Or do you have other plans?
I will stand. Let's see. For as long as it suits my purposes, I will ally with the disavowed.
The Archon of War is about as noble as a professional killer can be. And unlike the voices of Narat, he doesn't bring with him a gaggle of rapists and pillagers in his wake. The disfavored could use your help. They are outnumbered, and I'd say outwitted by the opposition.
Outwitted, you say? I'll have you know the disfavored boast the most capable strategists of Kairos' armies. If we're outwitted, it's because the motives and tactics of our enemies are too brainless for any rational soldier to grasp.
Ash lent me his best stone shield in time of war. His loss. Am I right?
A kind sentiment, but hardly one that proves my point. If you're trying to shield the scholar with empty compliments, you're wasting everyone's time.
Whatever you do next, consider that many eyes will be upon you, for you have both delivered and taken away the Overlord's edicts, and few will know how to make sense of the latter. You are an exception the Archons cannot afford to ignore. They will likely aim to control or destroy you.
Have you heard of edicts being broken before?
Most of Kairos' edicts were either worded to end in a manner of the Overlord's choosing, or the edicts have simply continued in perpetuity. That's not to say there haven't been stories of broken edicts. They're just uncommon. The oldest is, I think, Goldbraith and the Edict of Sorrows, and that tale dates back to around the year 110. Aside from you, the most recent was the Edict of Twisting Grasses, back in 380.
Hello, Kyle! Welcome, welcome.
In all these stories, Kairos' edict very clearly gives its victim a single way to escape, and someone manages it. What's never happened is the pure abatement of an edict, like using a spell of warding or cancellation.
Noted. Now, let's get going. Though I did want to give one last time to talk to her.
So, the Scarlet Chorus and Disfavored are at each other's throats. Can't say I didn't see that coming, but the Archons might have waited until one war was over before they started another.
Do you think I made the right decision?
Fighting with the Disfavored. Not the call I would have made, but I'm sure you have your reasons. If you like iron weapons or something about that purple uniform excites you, then be my guest. Who can say? War is all about compromising your morals, deciding who lives and dies. What seems like a mistake turns into your greatest call down the road. Let me make one thing clear, just so that there aren't any misunderstandings. You support Graven Ash, and I couldn't care less. I'm here because you've done what none of the Archons could. Not even the voices of Narat would fault me that. He's also a complete bastard, and I wouldn't want to miss an opportunity to stab him in the gut and take control of his army. So, there's that. I'll say this much. Our time together is anything but dull. My blades are yours for as long as you'll have me.
Let's be off. All right. Okay, I'm glad that I found that setting and changed it because, whew, makes it a lot better for me not to have to strain my voice. All right, so we got another thing. Fury's Rage. Tense flames towards Verse, which catches on her blade and spins into an aura of wreathing flames around her. Nearby foes take burn damage from the flames while they last. Sweet. Okay, but... Okay, so investigate the spires, find a way to the Lithan Scroll. Spire. Well, let's go travel to Tunon. Find Tunon at the court, so So I think I need to grab... Oh, let's quick grab that. Bronze war mace. Let's see here.
Right.
Okay. There's Tunon up there.
You call yourselves officers of Kairos' army, but your conduct falls short of my expectations. The court finds your accounts of Vendrian's well lacking, rife with misdirection and fallacy, fouled with baseless accusations.
Tumon's cloak darken and flare around. Murmurs of unease erupt in the court. Your Honor, I have related the events as I experienced them. You can well imagine why my version conflicts with his. She makes a submissive gesture. The Scarlet Horse's representative. On my honor, that of the great general, I would sooner snap my sword than perjure myself before you, Archon. This is Albatronos. Blood mulch. Oh, so you simply implied a falsehood to come easily to your lips than yours. You're a fool if you believe the Archon of Justice won't see through your lies because his favorite think themselves better than the honest gang.
Silence. The contradictions in your statements will be examined, and falsities threshed from truths. If we find you have perjured yourselves, Blood and Mark will see to your fate.
Blood Mark is Kairos' knife in the shadows. The unseen drop of poison forces the Overlord's will. Reports to tune on the adjudicator, serving in his capacity as the final word to those who hold Kairos' law in contempt. If you know the origin of the Archon of Shadows, or how Kairos maintains a hold on him, those who anchor the Archon never live long past sunset. So definitely someone not to piss off.
Fatebinder, we will start with the matter of the Archons. Graven Ash and the Voices of Nerat have declared war upon each other. In addition to violating Kairos' peace, they have thrown the conquest of the Tears into disarray. By all accounts, these hostilities began shortly after your arrival. Tell us what transpired.
Powers you cannot begin to understand, the voice of Nerat steals the minds and knowledge of his victims. You know this happens often during the campaign against Tears. What he gains from this ability beyond his apparent madness is anyone's guess. You know better than to ask him about it directly. The voices of Nerat may have killed Graven Ash's son, or worse.
Could this be true? The senseless killing of a good Northman, especially the Archon's blood kin, is no small act of war. The Voices of Nerat would answer for this crime.
Clearly the Fatebinder has spent too much time resolving the problems of others. He's only controversy and intrigue. It's no wonder worse off now than before he arrived. The Archons could not agree on who should lead the siege and sent it to accusations of treachery. It seemed a mutual spat. The Archons have been of different minds since the start of this war.
Your perspective is appreciated, but the dispositions of the two Archons are already a matter of record. Loyal subjects of Kairos have drawn blood from each other, a cardinal crime. Something happened at Vendrian's well to trigger this feud.
The Archons could not agree on who should lead the siege and sent it to accusations of treachery. It seemed a mutual spat. His favorites were more deserving of the honor. Our Texan training outmatched the Vendrian Guard at every turn. What balderdash that his favorite couldn't tip over a straw hut if they had had a week to strategize. Our howling mob was better equipped to overwhelm the Venturing Guard. Our recruits were ready to throw themselves at the enemy if only Ash and his Legion would agree to a plan.
The Fatebinder presents testimony. I warn you both against speaking out of turn. Something more than a mere disagreement unraveled this campaign. But I will return to that in time. Let us speak of Ascension Hall. The disfavored sing your praises across the realm, though the Scarlet Chorus appeal for charges of treason. Perhaps you can offer a more enlightened account.
Claimed the Citadel with a small unit of disfavored.
An efficient solution, the type I would expect from a capable agent. Tell me though, with the edict looming overhead and death the price of failure, why not employ the numerical advantage of the Scarlet Chorus?
Voices of Nerat provoked Ash to return. I suspected treachery. For a long while, the adjudicator hovers in silence, shadows trailing from below his robes.
I will consider this testimony at length. The court thanks you for it. Is there anything you wish to add at this time?
I have told you all that I know.
Your testimony is accepted by the court. The statements of our guests raise questions in my mind. There is much about this campaign that has caused me to wonder. A shipment of iron weapons was short on arrival. Where coveted iron is concerned, I don't believe it to be a clerical error. One of my agents recovered this seal in Echo Call. It belongs to a merchant collective. Lethian's Crossing is teeming with their kind. If you would root out treachery, I would advise starting there. Petitioners, leave us. I would have a private audience with the Fatebinder. Ascend and join me. You will find the way opened.
I got it.
This civil war, this feud, is an insult to Kairos' peace. It should not have taken the better part of a year to silence the last vestiges of the Oathbreakers. Our allies squabble while our enemies regroup. It falls upon the court to measure the extent of the damage, and to execute the agents of disorder. I suspect that treachery, negligence, disunity, and greed have infected one or both of our esteemed allies. Until you are instructed otherwise, this matter is the court's primary focus. Graven Ash and the voices of Nerat must be examined in close detail. You are charged with observing the Archons and presenting your case that one of them has wrought chaos and disorder upon the tiers.
Could they both be guilty?
It's possible, but the momentum of the conquest up to this point suggests otherwise. The failure at Vendrian's Well implies a coordinated will behind the chaos. As always, you will be held accountable for what you do in the court's name, but you are free to conduct your investigation in the manner of your choosing. You must expect lies, misdirection, and manipulation. Suffer not such obstructions of justice. The disfavored seem the logical first step in your inquiry. The Legion holds you in some esteem, and Graven Ash has shown deference to the court in times past. No doubt the disfavored will be rife with accusations and evidence against the voices of Nerat. Graven Ash is a noble man, but never underestimate his capacity for deception. A wise general succeeds by knowing when to be unreadable to the enemy. You should, of course, speak with the Scarlet Chorus and gather their testimony, but it stands to reason that most in the chorus would sooner brag about a pauldron fashioned from your skull than entertain your questions. Do not regret killing the rabble that impede your investigation. They will be easily replaced.
I'll speak with the Archon of War.
Your fellow Fatebinders have been busy acting as my eyes and ears. I have a few leads for you to follow. You should, of course, speak with your brothers and sisters of the court if you need further counsel. Though the disfavored were triumphant in the Blade Grave, I understand that their troubles within the region are unfinished. Talk to the disfavored commanders serving in the Blade Grave. Perhaps they can shine some light on the origins of this feud. The Oathbreakers were reported to be using iron armaments, more than they might acquire from looting what few disfavored they killed. Any iron in the tiers not rusted through was made by forge-bound hands in Lethian's Crossing. Between craftsman and quartermaster, someone let iron fall into enemy hands. Investigate this matter and bring the thieves to justice. There was a final matter to discuss. A sensitive topic.
Though it's impossible to gauge from his expression, Tunon seems more wary than usual. What concerns the court, Your Honor?
In spite of the many shortcomings at Vendrian's Well, you managed to make a name for yourself. You proclaimed an Edict of Kairos, resolved its demanding conditions, and ascended the mountain spire. Any one of these feats would be worthy of recognition by the highest authority. You managed to accomplish 3.
I was only doing my job, Your Honor.
Your sense of obligation to your role is admirable, but modesty will not recommend you to the task ahead. Whether by design or by accident, you have captured the attention of Kairos' army and the local tiersmen alike. This is no small opportunity, and the court charges you with exploiting your new standing to its fullest potential. You have a title in our hierarchy. However, it's a little-known secret that one's standing in the world is determined by their infamy, their deeds, and how they come to be known. Mind this notion as you bring justice to this lawless frontier. There may come a time when your deeds speak for you louder than any title. Whatever you did to capture the attention of the masses at Vendrian's Well, I would encourage you to do so again.
Understood. I'll be known as a champion of justice.
Good. It falls to us to set a new standard for these southern barbarians. You are dismissed. Should the court have need of your presence, you will receive word. Go forth and do my bidding, and bring glory and honor to the tiers in Kairos' name.
Tunon raps his gavel against the floor, the singular notes resounding throughout the hall. All right, what points can we give to you? Verse.
Just point me in the right direction.
You return. It's gratifying to see that the war has not caused you to forget your roots. What is you wish to know? I have a request from Barrack of the Stone Shields. What does Barrack of the Stone Shields want of the court? He has made his displeasure known with a loud enough voice to collapse the tiers upon each other. The adjudicator glares down at Barrack. He came to inquire if the forge-bound could help remove his armor. If he has become encased in iron, there is none of the court's concern. My forge-bound smiths are occupied crafting weapons for the armory, and I would not have their focus diverted to deliver one soldier from his raiment. Stone Shield, do the disfavored not have standards for the upkeep of arms and armor? Is this not one of your Archon's guiding principles? It is, Your Honor, but I found myself trapped in this junk pile after the Edict of Storms hit Stalwart. If you want to blame anyone, it should be Kairos. Jupiter contemplates the matter in total silence. The moment drags out far longer than you would suspect or warrants. Tunan's interest does not abate for a moment. The Solitaire will remain encased in his armor, eccentric though it may be, and all subjects of Kairos are forbidden to aid in its removal. Magic the likes of which none of us understand has touched the stone shield. We will not interfere with the will of Kairos. But I'm trapped. Barracks trails off, looking for answers. Your Honor, could you not reconsider? I'm surprised and disappointed that you would even ask. Whatever you were trying to prove to your travel companion, the court finds it festering with sympathy and a lack of precedent. Such is the will of Kairos and the will of the court. Tuna nods and bangs his gavel. You tried, and I suppose that counts for something. Jupiter didn't say anything about me bending my way out of here, at least. Not that trying has ever made it better. Tell me about Kairos. First time I've been able to talk to... Okay. Positioned to know Kairos better than any other Archons. Treat that knowledge like... I trust that your interests will aid in the execution of law. I'll speak of this, but not before. What about Blood and Mark? He is my headsman, an assassin without equal. His official designation in Kairos' hierarchy is the Archon of Shadows, though I wonder if he ever considers himself aught but a slayer of the unjust. Does Blood and Mark serve you alone? Question is flawed. We are all servants of Kairos. The Archons are also agents of their own interests. Those chosen few empowered to bring order to the world in accordance with Kairos' peace. At present, Blood and Mark is my vassal, and I his patron. The relationship is not so different from Graven Ash and Cairn, the fallen Archon, the voices of Nerat and his songbird, Siren. Such partnerships and apprenticeships, partnerings and apprenticeships are common. They provide mutual benefits the Archons evolved, as well as a measure of oversight. Now back to my other questions. I'm curious about you, Archon. Curiosity is not a trait that I encourage in my servants. Too often have I witnessed such activity leading down a path to lawlessness. However, if you feel a better understanding of me will inform your work, then I will allow it. Did you come up with the Office of Fate Binders? Indirectly, yes. Just as I am the representative of Kairos' law across Terratus, you are the face of my judgment for the people. I took inspiration from the Overlord's example, as we all should. People need an approachable face to settle their grievances. I am not available to abdicate on every sharecropper's dispute. Fate Binders were an inevitable solution. Why is curiosity such a problem? Because my vassals are not selected for their independence of thought. You are an agent of law, the execution of which falls within strict confines. Your intellect may aid the tasks ahead of you, but your unwavering obedience is of greater value to me. You want a mindless drone? You flatter me, Archon. I understand, Archon. Be sure that you do. We can come back to stuff like this later. Let's see. Back to previous questions. We just speak about matters of law. Well, then you are situated. For my court is the legal heart of this corrupt and uncivilized realm. What matters draw your curiosity? You are already well versed in Kairos laws, but I am happy to discuss the particulars. Remind me how the Overlord's name may be used. It's not forbidden to cross one's tongue with Kairos' name, but it behooves one to use caution and respect. Overlord's name is not yours to give, whether to progeny, product, location, or abstraction. Slander of the Overlord is punishable by death. Ugh. This is only one Kairos. There is only one Kairos, and his name is safeguarded. No one may use Kairos and have obfuscated by a second meaning. Neither will her name be associated to trivialities. A gambler not attribute his fortune to Kairos' luck, or his misfortune to Kairos' scorn. Such association lowers the Overlord in public estimate, and is rightly considered slander most foul. Let us discuss the Old Walls. The Old Walls are forbidden, as are their content and their denizens. Owning any item from the Old Walls is considered trespass, regardless of how it came into your possession. Mind that in the course of your travels. As the Old Walls extends across much of the tiers and Northern Empire alike, Kairos permits her servants to pass only when she has sculpted the landscape to permit traverse. Under no circumstances are you to enter a breach in the Old Walls, given for a task as innocent as crossing to the other side. If these restrictions seem too severe, I would remind you that you are for the protection of Kairos' subjects. The Overlord has no desire to see harm needlessly inflicted upon her loyal followers. So I'll need to look that up, but it sounds like they're like walls or like gateways of some sort that we're just not allowed to touch, though we briefly saw them in our thing up on top of the spire, so I'm curious about those. I'm curious about the restriction on forbidden knowledge. Kairos herself set the standards of what can and cannot be known. These restrictions are rarely enforced, but they are worth taking into account. During the war, for example, Kairos deemed that knowledge of the Vellum Citadel taboo. No one may possess the wisdom of that fallen repository, save Kairos herself. Okay, so we've actually had multiple instances. Kairos is a woman. Calling it all taboo seems a bit like overkill, but to play Kairos' advocate, the world would hardly be safer if all had access to the lore of making poisons, or the art of arming brigands and finding morons. This is for the protection of our subjects. Before the coming of Kairos, during the ages of anarchy and discord, powerful knowledge is undeserving hands leveled empires without thought or mercy. Kairos has no desire to revisit those dark times. Speak of quotas and sharing. The harvest blooms and blights by the will of Kairos. In times of lean, you will be fed. In times of wealth, you will feed others. This law is a sizable category unto itself, serving many needs at once, trade and tax being only two examples. The broadest intent of the law is to empower Kairos' subject to care for their neighbors and expect care in return. You might take note of the law's implication to trade. Merchants' right to peddle their wares is defined by permits granted annually. The regional authority has the right to decide if a merchant sells cabbage one year and sandals the next. Anyone breaking through their restrictions is subject to immediate forfeiture of all assets. You need not concern yourself over the nuances, at least until this applies to a just realm in a time of peace. I have no more questions. Then be on your way. Interesting. So, because of that, we are going to go ahead and move ourselves a little bit, and we will talk to Barrick about his situation, because that was kind of expected, but it also is a little of a bummer that we can't get Barrick out of this armor. Only the slightest nod of Barrick's domed helm offers any indication that Soldier noticed your approach. Didn't turn out like you'd hoped, did it? On the contrary, expect little else for the court. Our constitution changes nothing. I have persevered to this point. I shall continue to do so for the sake of the general Ash in the North. Spoken like a fellow soldier, bureaucracy doesn't always respect the sacrifices made by those who defend it. Every member of the court possesses your perspective. There may be another way. Your master was very specific in this sense. He forbade not only assistance from Forgebound, but from anyone in the world. No, the Archon forbade any subject of Kairos to aid you. You split hairs, Binder. The whole of the world bends to the knee of the world. If that were the case, we wouldn't be in the tears, would we? You're not suggesting we ask for some renegade mage for help. We would discard the spirit of law in favor of its letter? If your honor demands you remain in the armor you'll remain. It does. Thank you for understanding. Bows his head to you and moves away, trailing behind him the wafting reek of a fetid privy. Yeah, that's some quick questions that I haven't gotten to in this, is that
Will do.
he can't take it off for anything, so he's stuck in his own filth and sweat. And it's kind of dissatisfying. But it is what it is. Fatebinder, the lieutenant gives you a curt nod. I'm ill at ease in this polished hall, but I admit it's a reprieve from the battlefield and training grounds. If Ash needs me to stay here and represent his interests throughout the occupation, I'll be up to the task. Can't be worse than our days in Lithian's Crossing. Joking aside, you were generous to grant this favorite control over the city. Even the Iron Legion needs a break from the front every once in a while. Alright, let's get out of here. So we have some options of what to do. So we either go to Iron Hearth, Okay, so try to find a way to let these cross. Let's go ahead and go meet with Graven Ash in Ironhearth, because that's been unlocked for us. So, we've got 20 more minutes, so we'll see where we get to. Oh, hang on. Blood and Mark, welcome back, kid. Amusing as it was to have been watching the edict drop, I guess I'm glad you lived. Blood and Mark, Archon of Shadow rouses from a faraway stare, turning to face you with a wry smile. Though he stands still, he seems to sift in and out of shadows that shroud him. Here you threw your rings on Graven Ash's side. Not a bad bet to pick the Archon of War. But tell the truth, did you go with Ash because it seemed like the right thing to do, or because supporting the forces was a worse option? Archon of the Elderly. Let's not piss him off. This guy could kill me without a second thought. So, neither Archon was at their best, but Graven Ash is more capable warlord. His favorites are nothing but not blindly devoted to their general, and though few in number, they are surprisingly difficult to kill. I don't have to like it to understand it. We both have our ways for turning the tides of war. All that matters is that the Edict of Execution was stayed. Those stationed veterans should be thanking you for their lives. Now, I assume you're off to meet off with Ash, but first, you and I need to have a little chat. I'm listening. Everyone's keeping an eye on you, because you did something nobody's done before. Got a guess at what that might be? I'm the first to resolve the Edict before the conquests came to pass? Close, but not quite. It's rare, but you're not the first time the Kairos has issued an edict, primarily as a threat, providing the target sufficient time and motivation to comply in order to avoid the edict's punishing effects. Claiming the edict isn't new. Neither is surviving or resolving the commandments of an edict, but you're the first to claim to resolve the very same edict, and it didn't kill you. In one fell swoop, you survived your second edict, resolved the very one you had proclaimed, and woke an arcane structure that had slept for several centuries. So, why are you telling me this? Did I do something wrong? Calm down, kid. This isn't a list of charges. He thumbs the blade of a dagger and grins. Prosecution isn't part of my job description. Executing a judgment, well, that's another matter. I don't care what you did with the information, but you should know the danger you're in now that you've put yourself on the map. Sticking with this favor is a smart idea, kid. At least smarter than getting mixed up with the Archon's secrets. You'll never really be one of them, but if you value Ash's warriors, they'll serve you as best they can. Wait, there's so much I want to ask you. Not now. Try me somewhere with fewer prying eyes and listening ears. Thanks for the advice. Archon of Shadow shrugs to you, and for well, but his golden eyes are alight with interest as he watches you.
On it.
All right. So now we know now we know what Blood and Mark looks like. Where do we go to from here? So in Tunan's court, Karen was used, so he brought sinkholes. That's what you're seeing here, to collapse part of the bastard city, which made them capitulate. So let's see here. Where's Ironhearth? Ah, okay, so it's down over here. Takes 3 days. Though the Sunset Spire, Lethian's Crossing. Built in the shadow of an old wall's junction in the realm of Haven. Okay, so when we look at these... Hang on. So when we look at these are the old walls. These barriers, by the look of it. I would guess that they're what is used to split certain provinces together. Give me a second here. I think... Where is it? Biography... Oh, that's kind of cool. This is probably talking about what you actually do during the game, so you can catch yourself back up. Okay. Encyclopedia. Character statistics, combat mechanics, afflictions and injuries, boons, equipment locations, lore. Old walls. Here we are. Constructed by the same civilizations that built the spires, the old walls are massive stone walls that stretch across all of Tetratus. Built from weathered stone, the old walls towers above the land, visible for miles in every direction. Only the spires reach taller than the old walls. The old walls are forbidden. Where there are old walls, there are bane. No one knows why the magical creatures are attracted to the old walls, but every traveler who strays too near the walls is attacked. Very few have attempted to enter the walls ever return alive. See also the Bane Spire. Attack humans and beasts on sight, while normal creatures can only escape a Bane attack. They will pursue a mage or a beast to the edge of Terratus. Okay. Attracted to the old walls, but everyone knows that traveling near one tavern structure guarantees a Bane attack. Well, that's going to be something we have to fight at some point. Jeez. So, looks like to me, we will go ahead and drop by Sunset first, because that's on the way. Okay, group of mercenaries, members of the Bronze Brotherhood are blocking the road to Lethian Crossing. Random event. Welby. A tall woman stands here, surveying the area with a small overlook. She glances at you and immediately goes back to watch your surroundings. Welcome to Ironhall Trail, Fatebinder of Tunon. She salutes you. My name is Welby, first axe of the Bronze Brotherhood, though I'm not sure that title matters anymore. She pauses to gather her thoughts, almost her mouth to continue. Instead, she exhales slowly and shakes her head. Never mind, you needn't be burdened with my problems. While I appreciate you coming to me before speaking to Redamon, you will need to be careful. He has, of late, been acting out of sorts, and any perceived slight can become a problem for one who offends him. Choose your words with him carefully. What can I help you with? How could talking to you offend Redamon? You chose to speak with the first axe before speaking to the actual first brother, the bodyguard before the leader. How could this mean anything but collusion and treason? I know I speak out of turn, but I only wish to warn you. Tread lightly around Redamon. Tell me about the Bronze Brotherhood. Well, he laughs. We're mercenaries, plain and simple. I'm not going to pretend like it's anything more. Whether it's true we have, in recent years, been a little bit more stationary than our typical crew, it doesn't change the fact that our services are purchased if the price is right. We both know full well that the rings that the voices gave us were the only thing that brought our allegiance to Kairos when the Overlord turned an eye to the crossing, even if our thanks and help was thrown from our homes. Not that I hold any ill towards you for it. Decisions have to be made, and there's always someone who must pay the price. I just hope you realize some people don't like being asked to pay. Redamon will try to sell you for long and noble traditions, like we're some kind of altruistic saints who can do no wrong. But that story is as old and smelly as Grandma Beastman's tail hairs. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to take a job that doesn't seem right to me, but a ring's a ring. I'll go where the money leads me. One point Redamon and I agree on is this. We did a job for Kairos. We were not treated fairly. Kairos is strong, we have numbers. We will fight to the last man. Just don't agree to Redamon's methods. That's all for now. By your leave, Faber. Be careful. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do a slight change in formation. I'm going to put Sweet Shoki, a toll. Small figure stands for some armor-clad soldiers. His arms move wildly as he gestures in frustration, yelling at the man directly in front of him. Absolutely not. I've come from Ironhall Trail more times than I can remember. No one ever asked for a toll before, and I won't be paying one now. No, she's standing nearby and turns to speak. Fatebinder, surely you of all people can help me. My name is Esther, and I must get to Lethian's Crossing. I have goods to deliver. Tell this man I will not be paying his toll, to him or anyone. And he has to let me through. He folds his arms over his chest and nods with pronounced finality. Greetings, Fatebinder. I'm sorry you have to have been drawn into this. What you've stumbled into is merely a conflict of changing times. I am Will of the Bronze Brotherhood. Ironhall Trail is under our protection. Anyone passing through must obey our rules. This gentleman would like to pass through our lands. Simple donation is required. Holds out his hand. These funds help our cause and keep all a safe place for all travelers. Clearly, you both can see the value of that. Master speaks, his arm swinging again, emphasizing his words. And who exactly is keeping it safe? You standing there with your weapons at the ready against me? His arm drops and he turns to you again. I'm not but a traveling merchant. I have no money to spare, and I certainly pose no threat to anyone. Keep this area safe indeed. Points to Will. You are the only threat here. Fatebinder, please. Talk some sense to this man. Just well, this man will Let's see. So either I try to talk to Will, or I talk to. I certainly don't want to annoy the Brotherhood. Just because you passed through before means nothing. Pay the toll now, or head back. Try my patience. Master fumes for a few moments, mouth comically opening and closing in range. I cannot abide this level of absurdity. Rifles through his belongings, pulls out some rings, slamming them down on Will's outstretched hand. Fine, here's your toll, thief. Now get out of my way. Turns to you to look at his taste of it. Will not forget your help, Fate Binder. Will smiles, puts the rings in a pouch, hangs them up. Knew you'd see it my way, Fate Binder. Exaggerated flourish and moves out of Aster's way. And you, my merchant, thank you for your gracious payment. You may pass. The merchant's position looks over his former genial mood gone. So, Fate Binder in our little corner of the world. Who ever thought this would happen? He spits between his feet and crushes into dirt with his boot. Appreciate your help dealing with that much. I'm afraid I can't let you pass until you've spoken with our leader, Redson. Personally, I thought he was crazy saying he'd visit Lethan's Crossing. Looks like I owe him a few rings. He shakes the pouch around his neck, making the rings inside jingle melodically. Not that there's a shortage of those out here. What can this humble servant of the Brotherhood do for you, Fightmatter? And don't ask me to let you through, because that ain't happening. This ridiculous piece of mercenary offal requires a lesson of pain and obedience. Allow me to teach him. Thanks, but I can handle this myself. If you don't feel like paying toll, I can point you back the way you came, if you need an idea of where to go, because I can't let you through. So my station means nothing. Out in the middle of nowhere? No, station means as much to me as a whore to a eunuch. He holds out his hand, palm up, and taps his finger in the middle of it. Money is what matters to us. Where can I find Redmond? Points south. He's right there, inspecting the corpses of some Kairos soldiers. He's bound to be in a good mood right now. He winks at you. All his dead bodies? Must be heaven for him. Color drains from his face as soon as the words leave. Please don't tell him I said that. I will speak with Redmond. He laughs. I'll be counting the second until you return. While you were talking to Will, a striking man with a shock of bright blonde hair approaches, moving away from some men searching bodies of slain soldiers to the south. He watched you intently as he closes, and his angular features pulled back in a look of disdain. And here's the Fate Binder. He doesn't mask his pleasure of voice. I knew we'd see you. I was just wondering when. One trip to Nether's Crossing wasn't enough, Governor. Didn't even mask the contempt in his voice. Yeah, because I was original protectors of Lethian's Crossing, but you passed control of Kairos forces. Stayed as retainers. Over time, you proved too disorganized to keep the peace. Handled the settlement over its favorite trustee to their discipline to maintain order. Brotherhood mercenaries consider this a slight on their lawful claim. Throwing me out of my home wasn't sufficient. Here to disrupt my life even more. He looked at his men, who stopped to watch the conversation. You aren't done. He flicks his hand at them, and they return to their searching. Doesn't really matter why you're here. I don't care. I have more important things to worry about. In case you've forgotten me already, my name is Redmond. I'm first brother, leader of the Bronze Brotherhood. I'm sure you already know that. I couldn't help but see you over there talking to Will and that traveling merchant. Only here for a moment and already sticking your nose where it doesn't belong, aren't you? Don't appreciate others invading my territory, Fate Binder. I told him he had to speak to you, Redmond. He wanted through, but I told him no. If you don't give me the signal, Fate Binder isn't getting that Lethan's Crossing. No one will invade your territory. Redmond stares at Will for a few minutes, lips pursed, then continues as if Will never spoke. Speaking of which, what did Welpy have to say? He looks northward while Welpy stands, watching you both intently. Has she already started filling your mind with lies about me? She and I are going to have a chat soon. Can't have my first acts countermanding me at every turn. I know she wants my position. Watch yourself, and while you're a guest in my land, you have to come and stir up more trouble. We're well equipped and will not back down in defense of what is rightfully ours. Sweeps his arm in front of him, gesturing to the surrounding countryside. Welby and I might not always agree. That is one point we see eye to eye on. You step out of line, we will both correct you. His eyes narrow and he leans toward her. You are not welcome here. Now tell me what you want. Why are you charging travelers a toll to get through to Iron Hall Trail? I don't see how the affairs of the Brotherhood are your business, Fatebinder. Suffice it to say, the funds you receive from our tolls help us keep the lands around Lethean Crossing safe. We are owed our dues, and we shall have them. You do well to watch your tone when speaking to a Fatebinder. Erdman laughs hollowly. I care not about Kairos' forces. I've already reaped the rewards of my loyalty. I will not make that mistake again. You've taken my home, but I will have it back. I won't cower when you raise your voice against me, lapdog. I need to get to Lethean's Crossing. Erdman looks at you with an incredulous expression. Absolutely not. You must be crazy if you think I'm letting his favorite sympathizers through to consort with my enemies. Who knows what plans you have made to undermine my authority? He crosses his arms over his chest. You have some nerve, Fatebinder. First you have me thrown from my home, and now you want it back in so you can come up with an even worse punishment? Why is Lethean Crossing so important to the Bronze Brotherhood? We were asked to do a job and we did it. Then what happens? You throw us out into our home. Makes an apathetic gesture to the north towards Lethean's Crossing. By all rights, that city is ours, and suddenly Kairos wants it. Well, I intend to get it back. I refuse to let this matter die. We protected the crossing for years, and even assured Kairos forces to do business here when Nerat asked us to. No, we did the job we were asked for, and the land belongs to us. So apparently I can't get through at the moment. Let's hold off on this. We'll speak again soon. I certainly hope that isn't the case. Because that ain't happening. Don't feel like paying the toll. Let's pay the toll. I will pay the toll. Okay, so
Right.
I'm just gonna have to attack them apparently. That is another sigil. Slightly reduces the spell's cooldown. Ooh, nice. Okay, so that's what I thought. We'll come back to this. We'll see what goes on with it. Let's go to Ironhearth. After a few hours of difficulty travel through an area with dense undergrowth, you happen upon a small stream where you can refill your water skins and wash the sweat from your brow. Nearby you spot a large copse of narrow trees with leaf-bearing vines coiling around their trunks. As the vines snake upward, dozens of thin, yellowish-green stems spring forth along the plant's cane. Some of them stiff and upright, others drooping downward like long hairs. At the end of these stems, an explosion of bright orange berries radiates outward, ripe and abundant. To your eyes, they appear to be bristleberries. A very distinctive fruit, nutritious and energizing. They're also, unfortunately, exceedingly similar to called bristlebane, a berry that is tolerated by beastmen and animals, but rather toxic to humans. Examine berries. Clustered together in tight drupelets, the berries vary from bright orange to a yellowish orange color. The size of each individual fruit differs slightly between bristleberry and bristlebane. It's very difficult to determine without the two side by side. Examine the vine leaves. The leaves extend from the main vine are bright green and low, the edges resembling undulating hills. This matches an old saying you recall about the berries. Leaves like hills, safe from chills. Leaves like rain, unending pain. Berries appear to be safe. Rub the berry pits against your skin. Better test with your skin rather than your stomach. You break off a cluster and mash the berries between your fingers, revealing the tiny pits inside. Working in slow circles, you rub them against your arm for a few seconds. Your skin remains free of any stinging rash, which is taken as a good sign. Eat the berries. You adopt a cautious approach, filling your pouches with berries while eating only a single cluster. The fruit is sweet and tart, surprisingly juicy for its size, and the thought of immediately eating another handful is tantalizing. But you restrain yourself. With the streamage to guide, you follow the dense forest and eventually reach the main road with little difficulty. The rush of sugar and euphoria puts a spring in your step. Certain you spotted your edible berry from toxic. You tear your pouches open and devour the berries, invigorated by every bite. Satisfied, you bound down the road. You're vitalized for the park, so reputation changes. Ooh! Sweet! So got invigorated and everybody got a 20% cooldown. That's awesome. Cut everything down by a fifth. Amazing! Oh my gosh, it is dusty. Well, do you know what? It is 4 o'clock now. That should be the end of our stream. Well, this has been more interesting. I'm kind of glad I decided to switch the difficulty of it. It was on normal, but I was feeling like I was just having trouble with it. People were getting knocked out. I eventually lost inside the Citadel. So, considering this is the first time I've ever played a CRPG, it kind of giving me a taste of what a difficulty of it can be. So if I eventually play other games, I think I have Pillars of Eternity, similar kind of game that I'll play through eventually. But I think right now I'm just interested in the story. But this is certainly one of those games where you played a handful of times to experience different builds and different storylines to it and stuff. So, but no, I will be playing this again tomorrow, I think, and then we'll see over the weekend how I feel. But it's gotten interesting, I will say that. It reminds me of when I was playing, Knights of the Old Republic, years ago, back when that was still really popular. And just kind of finding out all the different things you could do in the story. So we'll see this tomorrow and continue on with it, meeting with Graven Ash and all that. So I would like to say goodbye. I'll see you guys.